welcome back to another 10 time video. Today I am here back with some more Kerbal space program. It's been a little while, my game kind of started acting up and then I didn't do it, and then I've been actually playing a lot more. And I don't know what's going on here. This is probably something to do with, what is this? That is the worst rocket I have ever seen. Okay, we're going to take this thing, let's just go to the tracking or space center. Not sure exactly what we're going to do today, but we're definitely not using that. Get rid of that. Okay, that thing looked terrible. So, I do remember we do have a space station kind of orbiting around here. Yeah, we do. Let's go fly it. Let's go see what's going on in here. Oh, that's a cute little space station. Not quite what I expected, but okay. That's easy. Yeah, we could dock with that, but I do not really know how to dock very well, so we're not gonna mess with that today. What I did have an idea. I kind of wanted to make a relay network up in space, so when future crafts go up there, we can have constant communication. I also have mods. I have this mod is the only one that seems to be working though. This is a space plane pieces mod, and look how utterly gigantic this cockpit is. Hold on, let me give you a little bit of perspective here. This is the Mark III. Look at how big that is. It is insane. So I guess we're gonna we gotta build a rocket first. So let's use the big one. Alright, that is the big one, got it. I wonder what this one is. Oh, that's tiny. We don't really need anything else for that, so we're gonna throw this up here, and let's use. We need some fuel tanks, of course. We might mess around with some of the new spaceplane stuff. This isn't in actual vanilla, these are mods, so. I'm not good at getting stuff up without unlimited fuels, so we're gonna try that anyways as a bit of a challenge. I know, cheater, but I've been playing single player solo, so it doesn't really matter, does it? You can use cheats as much as you want as long as it's not ruining the entertainment of others. That's what I believe. So we probably have some staging other than that, so maybe get rid of this fuel tank. This could be like our last stage with our payload in it. We can mess around with this later. But first we actually need to build the probe, which is going to be on top of this. Well, actually what we should do is we should have like a structural segment up here. Then we should attach a bunch of like 4 or 5, maybe 8 probes. Just some probes. And I'm going to use the technique that I saw some other guy do. He's either the communications engineer or during the collaboration station event. If you haven't watched that, guys, go watch it. It's like 14 videos. It's just a bunch of YouTubers building a space station in KSP. They kept passing the save around, and they built a really cool space station in the end. So I guess we just need some probes up here. So a couple really, for some reason, don't like probe bodies. Can't have them be too big. One monopropellant or RCS tank would be nice. Like this tiny one. We don't need that big of a like the probes aren't going to be absolutely huge. So we can do something like that, and then we can go for a pod. We have a little Sputnik pod. That could be cool. See what other pods they have though. We don't really need it to be advanced, so yeah, why don't we go with this one? It's tiny, we don't need it to be advanced at all. So this actually has an internal data transmitter, which is kind of nice. So, yeah, then so what I think, what we're gonna have a relay. We're gonna have a really powerful one. I think would be the best. You want this thing to be able to reach into deep space, so we can transmit all around the place. We're gonna need. Not really gonna need an engine on these things. I don't think we're gonna need any engines on them. Actually, thinking about it, probably will, because if we're going to be moving these things around, probably a good idea to have at least 1 or 2 engines, a couple monopropellant engines on here. So I want to do this kind of X pattern that the dude made. Or what I could do is I could get the ship into orbit, and then this is actually going to be a little tricky. Maybe a little trickier than I thought. We might have to use infinite fuel on these probes. We might have to. 2 probes at a time sounds like it's a good idea. So we're gonna need a little bit of aerodynamics to these. No, we're not. It's in space. What am I talking about? We won't need aerodynamics at space. Aerodynamics don't apply in space. So, any little satellites. These things are ugly. These things are really ugly. That is a-okay. We don't need them to be pretty, we need them to be functional. And one right there. So now we got the little solar panels that weren't aligned. Oh my god, none of this is aligned. That is bugging me. Needs to be aligned. Perfect. That'll work. We're gonna need tiny little battery, rechargeable batteries here. And here. I don't know why I'm not just building the probes first and then just attaching them. Yeah, that'd be a better idea. You don't save. Let's build the actual probe first and then worry about attaching it. So of course we're gonna use the tiny little body here. Well, what's the size of that? Jeez, that's big. That's a little big. That's also a little big. Well, I mean, yeah, we can go for a bigger one, I guess. Some bigger probes. We're gonna want some monopropellant tanks here and maybe down here. So we got some monopropellant. We're gonna need some batteries, which I think payloads would go into service base. We're gonna need the tiny little service base here, the batteries. Because you don't want batteries hanging out like I did with the space station up there. That was actually a really dumb move to do it like that. Because batteries, when you have a lot of them on top of each other, they start to like flop around. And they can completely screw up the ship. I'm lucky I managed to get that thing up there. Honestly, like, I'm very lucky I managed to, I think, like, if the Kraken would have woken up, it'd have been like, nope, you are not doing this. So, probably should have thought about that, but I didn't know, so, yeah. We need some thrusters. Let's have thrusters either side, like this, and like right up here, and flip these upside down, like that. So you have thrusters kind of either side of it. That kind of makes sense what I'm doing here. Well, I guess that doesn't. Well, I mean, I can use action. Yeah, I can use action groups to mess with these. But they're still off, not aligned right, and that's bugging me. So let's just get rid of those. And some RCS thrusters here and here. And let's just use some RCS. Screw it. Oh, we also have these ones which are botted. Reaction wheel. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never actually used a reaction wheel, so I'm not quite sure how to use these. But I'm gonna slap these on here just in case. Just in case. There's probably some guy who's in there like, that is not what you do. You're an idiot, Chandler. Yeah, I know. I'm fully aware of this. I'm not good at this game. Okay. So we need our solar panels. Put these in between the RCS thrusters. Look at that. Nice. So that'll keep the whole thing powered up. Now we need the actual communications. So we want a relay antenna. We want these to be little relays. So some there. Well, why don't we get it kind of as high up as we can get it, and then another set right below it, like at the very bottom of it. So you have this kind of relay network going on here. What other stuff should we add? No, it could be just for the heck of it. It could be. I don't even know what this is. It'd be a good idea to add a couple other things though, just to make it look nicer. I guess I don't know. I just for some reason I feel like there's more we need to add here. These things are going to be orbiting. When they're fully deployed, they're going to look like that. So they're nice little relay satellites. I think these are actually good, thinking about it. So, yeah, let's title that Relay Probe. And we're going to save it. Yeah, but I've been playing this game a lot more. I'm a little better at it now. Because, I mean, I still suck at it, but at least I don't suck at it quite as much. So, not quite as much. So we're gonna need a nice ship to get this up. Let's use the K ship just because it's awesome. Like, this thing is cool. It's utterly huge. Actually, I think H would be better. Because H has a bunch of like mounted stuff you can attach to it. I don't know where H is though. Why don't we use the J to H cockpit? And then we can just attach a bunch of H stuff to it. Because the H stuff has a lot of really cool stuff you can attach to it. Like you can have actual mounted fuel tanks and stuff, see? You can have this mounted stuff, which that'll attach when we actually start attaching everything here. Wait, this is J to K, isn't it? Is it J to H? J to HT. Okay, that's why. I don't know where the H cockpit is, though. Why don't we just go with K? Yes, you've got this, so comes with 8 spherical drive, plenty of charge. Huh. It might be you just attach to H. So you get the fuselage drone core for H. Or for K, I mean. Where is it? K. There's no K drone core here, huh? Interesting. Yeah, see, because this is Opt H fuselage drone core. So maybe that's the one we have to use. Yeah, Opt H tanks, so. Yeah, but this is the mounted one, so I think. Yeah, okay, so I think I know what's going on here. So you just mount the H stuff to the K stuff, I guess. Or you can build an H drone. I will be right back, guys. Hey guys, I'm back. So, thought occurred to me here about the probes actually while I was away. Where is it? I don't know where they are, but something occurred to me here. Really, there it is. So here's kind of what I thought of. Okay, so we're gonna need coupling here. All right, we're gonna need to make sure that the arrow is pointing toward the probe. All right, and we're gonna need some bigger fuel tanks on the sides of this so that it'll actually couple to something. Let's go with some of the Mark 1 stuff for a second here. We can couple it like that now. Those don't necessarily. Oh, I clicked launch. Whoops. Also, one thing I have to do here. I have to get rid of all the fuel. Okay, that'll make it lighter. Now I need the new probe. So, I also kind of thought, what if we just use J? Because J should have plenty of room. I don't know what that was. Something happened though. So, why don't we just use some J stuff? Use a J core. If we go into aerodynamics, I believe it's in? No, it would. I think it's in fuel tanks, isn't it? There's a J nose. That's like The aerodynamic J nose. Don't know where it is. Oh, yep, here are the noses. Oh, there it is. Heat resistant nose. Sweet. So, the reason we can just use J instead, after we give it some fuel, is because it has some pretty big cargo bays as well. Actually, why don't we take these and just put the cargo bays on right here? We can use it's just service bays, and we can put some probes in there. And we're gonna need some fuel tanks. So yeah. Wait, no, that's the wrong one. What am I doing? This one. So these actually have, you can mess with these, and you can actually give them new tanks. So you need liquid fuel and oxidizer for both of these, and we're gonna take this, and I believe this can also use liquid fuel. Yeah, so this can also hold liquid fuel and oxidizer. The bays can hold liquid fuel and oxidizer. These, you can get a lot of fuel for these, which is really nice. I think that means we don't really need one of these tanks. We can kind of get rid of it. That should be okay. Put a bicoupler down here. Put a couple of engines down here. The modded engines are pretty good. Hey, that's pretty good. So, liquid fuel and intake air. We do have liquid fuel, so this should be able to just burn for a while. If not, we can always just come in and replace it with the vanilla stuff. Vanilla does have some decent engines. Just these engines are really good, especially that one. But it's huge, so it is awesome. So now we got the bottom area here we can kind of mess with. I wonder if we can mount any of the K stuff too, or the H stuff. No, we cannot. Cannot mount it. It would fit there, but we can't mount it. We're not allowed to mount it, apparently. So now we kind of got our main actual rocket. Now we need some sort of way to mount the payload to it. So what I'm thinking, well, first of all, I want some sort of like structural piece. So like a bunch of decouplers would probably be a good idea. I have some decouplers. The reason I'm putting a bunch of these on is because I've found it works the best if you put like at least like 3 or 4 of these on, of these specific ones on, because these are the most powerful ones, like radio ones, and when you put them, but because they're not quite far away enough, if you don't put more than one, they can kind of screw up and your rockets will crash back into you. That's not good. So for safety purposes, we're going to do that. And we're going to do this. Some aerodynamics, need a nose cone, and we're going to need a good engine. This one I'm going to put like a really good one here. So let's put like a mainsail. Yeah, we can put a mainsail on the bottom. Or we could do, actually, put a mammoth on the bottom of this thing. No, we cannot. I think we can put the twin bores. Can put the twin board on. So why don't we get rid of that fuel tank and increase the height of this thing. I want to, I guess, lower these down. Like that. And that. And then boom, now we got some twin bores on the side of here. We want to go to structural. Get that as centered as possible. We just want to secure this thing. Fasten it to... yeah, so there we go. Now we got it all fastened up and ready to go. So that should stay on pretty well. We want all of these to activate at the same time. We need aerodynamics, that's right. stabilizer wings. Put these on here so that this can be stabilized. We want stabilizing type A. No, we want some big wings. Main wing type A. Oh, yeah, I forgot how big these things were. And we can have tanks in here so we can have liquid fuel in there. And we want some stabilizing wings on here too. I don't think these are pretty big too. For lifting surfaces, where's the stabilizer wings? Wait, what? They're just not here anymore. Oh, there they are. So let's do that. Let's go into move, and let's actually move these kind of down into the plane. Look at that! We took off this. If it took off this, I'm pretty sure that would just kind of shoot back up in there. So I think that's actually really good. Yeah, that's pretty good. We open our bay doors here, which I'm going to set to an action group. And we go to, well, let's save this as a cargo freighter, I guess. And then save it. And then let's open. Go to relay probe, wherever it is. Relay probe, there it is. And we go to merge. I think we should be able to add a decoupler to this thing and have it stick onto it. No, apparently not. Okay, so what if we use a radial decoupler inside? Okay, if I just attach a radial decoupler real quick to this. I don't know how to get this thing on. I honestly don't know how I'm supposed to merge these two together. How am I supposed to do this? What? So shift, double click, right click, reroute. Select a part to place. Oh, that's just... Okay, never mind. Never mind about that. I don't know how to get this thing actually on, so I will be right back. Okay guys, so I think I know how to do this now. So we're gonna need, again, we're gonna need to open, don't save, we don't need to save it. We're gonna need to open the relay probe again. This will actually make this relay probe a little bit easier, so if we load that up, take away this, take away this, we're not a docking port to this. That, we're gonna add one to the bottom too, so you can just kind of dock to this thing. Now what we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to click reroute. Need this to be the route. Yeah, so now you see that's the route. So we save. Then we open the cargo freighter. Right there. Load that up. We need a dock in here. Okay, that's bugging me. We need to put a dock right there. We need to set that as the route. So now that's the, okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I think if we do that, that. So now the dock, yeah, so the dock is the root now. So if we open, save and continue, we go down to relay, relay probe, and we load that. That's the wrong thing. I was supposed to merge it. We've done that right here. You click merge. And now, if I'm not mistaken, yes, it works. Nice. So now we've got that attached. And that should decouple. When? Oh no, that's actually docked. Okay, so that's okay. Sorry about my cat going back there. So we're going to toggle this bay door, and we're going to toggle this bay door with action group 1. Because I think we can just undock this with custom 2. So originally I was going to have just a bunch of them, but I think I'm just going to have one for now. So yeah, we can try to get this up there later. So retract and retract. Poking out a bit, but that's okay. So when we click 1, these open. When I click 2, this will undock. And I can just deorbit this craft up here. So we're going to call this probe freighter. I'm going to save that as its own new special thing here. Now we're going to add some structural pieces to it, and we are going to launch it. So let's add it here and here. Oh, we don't. I guess we won't really need those. So with these two, do that. We're gonna move these up here. We're gonna give it some time to like kind of warm up a little bit. Launch. Because these modded engines for some reason take a little time to warm up. And of course I put that like that. I think that was a success, guys. So we had the staging wrong. So here's what we're gonna need. We need to flip this staging. So we can do that, and then we can release. And okay, so I see now that there is a flaw in the design. So here's what we're gonna do. Perfect. That should work. Wait, let's save that. Wait, let's get this wrong again. Now let's save it. Alright. This should work now, guys. This should seriously work now. You see, now it's not flipping over. Now it's actually stable. Gee, these things are very efficient. Look at these. Oh, they're not launching yet. Oh, whoops. Why aren't you guys working? Why aren't they working? That's annoying. Okay, so I think we're gonna need new engines down here. Can we use these? No. Can we use mainsails down here? We can use mainsails. So let's use 2 mainsails down here. These 2 launch with these, and then we want to save and launch. So I don't know what's going on with those. Those should be working. Must just be a bug with the mod. Or it could also just be something that I'm doing that I don't know about, so. Hey, if it helps though, we're going pretty fast now. Look at this. We're taking off now. So we're gonna wait for these ones to, ooh. They're burning liquid fuel faster, huh? Maybe if I do kind of have the staging meant so that, yeah, so why don't we make these ones launch after? So this one will launch after these ones decouple? Or maybe these, yeah, these, how about these launch while, like, at the same time that those decouple? Tricky, tricky. So we're gonna burn radial out here. This video is getting pretty long. And again, that's also including all the little breaks. So those are going to be cut out. Most likely this is going to be a decently length video though. Check our program, our Apple app system in. We're getting up to about 11,000 feet. Oh, we're starting to turn. There we go. Face prograde, come on. Face prograde. Face there. We're getting up to 30,000 feet. Sorry it's nighttime, you guys probably can't see this very well, but alright, now we're exiting the atmosphere now. Just gonna give it a little bit more wiggle room here. That looks about right to me. So we're gonna, because this will decrease a little bit. So face prograde. Wait until we're getting relatively close. So once we start getting like kind of closer to the Apple axis, we'll burn prograde and circulate our orbit. We can do orbit the shuttle itself. I would probably detach these. I'm going to detach these. These ones will go away, and then we'll have just this. So about a minute off. Yes, that looks about right. So if we face prograde and burn, that is very quickly circularizing our orbit. Wow, that's going pretty fast. Look at that. So I'm not worried about getting a perfectly circular orbit. That doesn't bother me if that'll happen or not, as long as it's a decent orbit. Okay, that is a decent orbit at all. So we're gonna warp here. So we're gonna get nice and close to it, and then we're gonna burn prograde again. I think 78,000 is probably pretty good. Yeah, this is at about 400,000. So that was a really good orbit though that space station got. It got a pretty good orbit. I am proud of that still. So we're gonna burn prograde here. Oh, we're out of fuel. Oh no. We ran out of fuel. So look at that. We randomly somehow managed to get more fuel. I don't know how that happened, guys, but that was how lucky, huh? This is nice and lucky. Third face retrograde and burn over here. You know what? It'll work. It's good enough for me. So open the service bay. Decouple this. Decouple that. Sweet, so now this should be its own thing, yeah. So if we turn on RCS and just kinda we deploy. Oh, I forgot to set something to deploy these, didn't I? Crap, we're gonna have to do this manually. That's okay. And then we're going to go to this. Oh, look, it used the fuel tank in here too. Where's the AI? Where's the control thing? There it is. We're going to rename vessel. We're going to call this the relay probe. Right, we're going to go back to this. Close these bay doors. Radial in and burn. So we're going to go deorbit this thing. Alright, so let's time over. Let's watch this thing crash. I just want to see this thing crash. So we got the probe up in space, but we're gonna watch this thing crash now. This thing looks awesome too. This cargo freighter, it looks cool. I like it. No matter what, it is gonna crash. Whether it burns up in the atmosphere or not is, I don't really mind. As long as it blows up at some point. I'm really proud of this thing. We might turn it into an actual, you know, it could be cool to build a plane that looks like this. But that'll be for next episode, guys. There we go. It's going. Almost there. Let's do that. Burn prograde. It's not very stable, is it? Still going. Let's time warp here to 4 times speed here. Yep, we're getting really close, guys. And boom! There it is. Yes, tracking center. Got our new probe. Look at this. Let's fly it. Let's look at this thing. Yeah, look at that, guys. We're going to start transmitting the data. This is... Oh no, okay. So this doesn't just automatically transmit. But now we have relay probes. This will just orbit Kerbal. Periapsis of 598. Not a good orbit. It's not a circularized orbit, but you know, it's okay. And it's pointing kind of toward the outer solar system anyways, which is probably where it's going to need it most. Its apoapsis is. So at some point I do want to try to make a mission to the moon, then to Duna. It'd be cool to get to Minmus at some point, and the Lathe. There's a lot of really cool stuff to do in this game that I'm just not quite good enough at the game to do yet. But that will wrap us up for this Lieutenant Time video, guys. That's about it. So, if you liked it, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Lieutenant Time is out.